Hello, I'm Edward Roski, and I'm recording this at the start of 2026, and we're going to do something different. I'm going to make predictions about news I expect to see in 2026, and then we'll review it at year end and see if it actually happened or not. So, welcome to the AI Predictive News.
We're here for those intelligent people who only have time to deep dive into AI for a few minutes every so often, but always want to look smarter than they are about AI.
2025 taught us that AI is real, yet the hype was also overblown and that nobody's ready for what comes next. So, what actually is coming next? These are not the obvious predictions like, I don't know, agents will keep improving or AI will continue to be debated. Those are boring and unhelpful. What follows are 10 specific testable claims about 2026, ranked, in my opinion, from least to most impactful. Some are almost certain, some are closer to coin flips, and all of them matter. So before we start, here's the meta prediction that ties everything together. 2026 will be the year that AI stops being about what it can do and starts being about who's responsible when it actually does it. The technology is ready. Most people agree on that. The governance isn't. And that gap defines what the year is going to look like. So every prediction I'm about to share involves that same tension. So we're going to count down from the least to the most impactful. Number 10, lowest impact, highest probability. I predict that ChatGPT Wrapped, which is OpenAI's year-end review feature, will become a social sharing phenomenon. So by December 2026, sharing your AI year will become as common as sharing your Spotify Wrapped. Everyone's going to stop hiding what they're doing with AI and they're going to share it widely. If it's not ChatGPT Wrapped, it's going to be something else. This matters because it's a shift. It's a shift from AI as utility to AI more as identity. When people share how they use AI the same way they share their musical tastes, AI has crossed from being a tool to being part of all of our lifestyles. I do think OpenAI will be the most logical place to share that. OpenAI will, if it hasn't already, win the consumer brand war. But it's not going to do it through technology. It's going to do it through culture. Number 9, Tesla will ship around 10,000 Optimus robots, not the 50,000 to 100,000 that Elon Musk promised. I'm confident about this because Tesla built hundreds in 2025 against a 5,000 unit goal. The Miami demo they did showed more likely teleoperation, not full autonomy, and the $20,000 Gen 3 consumer price point just doesn't seem to be happening. Meanwhile, Boston Dynamics is already in production for Hyundai and Google. Figure has a $45 billion valuation and a Mercedes deal. The humanoid race will be won by companies that underpromise and overdeliver. Sorry, Elon, not the other way around. Number 8, AI cinematographer becomes a real job title. By December of 2026, major studios have people on staff whose job is to combine traditional cinematography knowledge with prompt engineering and AI workflow management. It's going to start in commercials, and then it's quickly going to go to videos. It's going to become television shows and movies. This is the first clearly defined new career created by generative AI that doesn't have AI development somewhere involved. VFX junior roles are already down 40% globally, but someone needs to know both lighting and Sora prompts, and that someone will have a title and they will have a salary by year end. Film schools, update your curriculum. Number 7, Disney will launch user-generated AI content on Disney Plus. That $1 billion OpenAI investment, this is what it's going to buy. Disney Plus subscribers can create and share, I'm predicting, short form content using Mickey and Iron Man and Darth Vader, and they can do it all through Sora, the app, not the model. Fan films become a product category. So why should Disney do this? Because policing fan content is expensive and monetizing it is profitable. The real money is letting fans pay to make their own content with your characters. If this works, every media company, after initially decrying it, will copy it within a year, and the IP economics of entertainment are going to change permanently. Number 6, at least one major AI copyright case will go to trial, not settling out of court, an actual verdict. There are 50 plus cases pending. That $1.5 billion Anthropic settlement proved that these cases do have traction, they do have teeth. Plaintiffs are now using individual, not class action strategies specifically to prevent cheap settlements. A verdict forces the industry to operate under actual rules. So depending on the ruling, this either validates or invalidates how every AI model is built. If it's a pro-AI ruling, legal cover for current practices, keep doing what you're doing. If it's an anti-AI ruling, massive licensing deals, or you might even see model retraining. And either way, we get to stop guessing. Number 5, multi-agent dashboards go mainstream, and then 40% of projects get canceled. By mid-2026, major enterprises are going to deploy agent control planes, dashboards managing fleets of AI agents across email and browsers and code editors. And by year end, 40% of those are going to get canceled or scaled back. The pattern: deploy, discover some governance gaps, pause, assess, cancel. 82% of executives plan AI agents. 80% of financial executives expect agent-driven fraud to increase. Both things can be true. Agentic AI will be 2026's buzzword and its biggest disappointment. And if I can make a guess right now, it is likely possible that Merriam-Webster makes its word of the year agents. Number 4, the application layer reckoning. AI wrapper companies, where they build interfaces on top of foundation models, are going to face a lot of valuation compression. I'm looking at 40 to 60%. 41% of AI implementations in 2025 were unwanted or impossible. 95% of enterprises have reported no meaningful ROI, but that was in a very, very short term, and it was with older models. But the bubble, if there is one, doesn't pop at the foundation layer. OpenAI and Anthropic are going to be fine. It will pop at the application layer. It's where a dozen companies doing AI-powered, accounting compete for the exact same customers. By year end, the number of funded AI application startups is going to drop probably 30%. Consolidation will accelerate. This is where we will separate the AI winners from the AI tourists from the AI money grabbers. Number 3, at least one major AI IPO will underperform its debut. To be clear, even though they're talking about IPOing this year, I'm not talking about OpenAI, I'm not talking about Anthropic. I'm talking about one of the, no offense to them, second-tier candidates. Databricks, which could IPO at, it's supposed to 189 billion, Scale AI, or an infrastructure play. At least one of those second-tier candidates will trade below its IPO price within 6 months. Why? Ray Dalio, Sundar Pichai, the Bank of England, the IMF, they're all warning of overvaluation. 30% of the S&P 500 is concentrated in 5 companies. It's its highest in 50 years. This will not be a bubble pop. It's going to be a reality check. The market's going to learn that AI valuations have limits. Capital will reallocate. Finally, we'll have a template for AI valuation discipline. The market needs that lesson. Hopefully 2026 teaches it. Ooh, we're down to the final 2. Number 2, Anthropic-specific claim gets tested. Here's their claim. Anthropic executives actually said by late 2026 or early 2027, we'll have AI with intellectual capabilities matching or exceeding that of Nobel Prize winners across most disciplines. That is the most specific, yet also difficult to verify prediction from any major AI lab about their capability timelines. By December 2026, we'll know if they're right. If they're right, everything changes. We enter a fundamentally different technological era. If they're wrong, it damages the credibility of aggressive AI predictions for a few years. The safety movement might recalibrate. The hype machine might slow down. I'm 90% confident we'll be able to figure out a way to test this claim. I'm only 35% confident it will pass the validation of however we figure out how to test it. Either way, the answer matters enormously. Number 1, most impactful if true. By the end of 2026, AI agents will handle 20 to 25% of enterprise workflows at companies that invest in them. 75% of companies invest in agentic AI. Forrester predicts 25% reduction in data team headcount. 60% of Fortune 100 say they're going to appoint a head of AI governance. But that productivity gain everybody promised, it's only going to be partially realized, but it's going to be heavily constrained. We're going to need to create entirely new organizational functions. The shift is going to be from 2025, can the AI do this task, to 2026, who approved the AI doing this task, and what happens when it fails. The bottleneck isn't capability anymore. My prediction is that the bottleneck will be governance. The technology is ready. The accountability structures are not. And that gap pretty much tells you everything about what I expect to see in 2026. So let me give you the scorecard. ChatGPT Wrapped, I give it about 85% likely that sharing AI becomes a social phenomenon, pretty low impact. Number 9, Tesla Optimus misses their targets. I actually give that about an 80% likely, moderate impact. AI cinematographer job, 70% likely, moderate impact. Disney doing user-generated content, Disney Plus, 65% likely, actually pretty high impact in the cultural relevance. Copyright trial verdict, 60% likely, very high impact. That's going to change a lot of directions. Multi-agent dashboards, followed by cancellations. I'm giving it a 75% likely. I might not be right on the exact percentages, but I think overall it will go mainstream and a decent portion will be canceled. And if so, it's a high impact. Application layer valuation reckoning, 70% likely, very high impact. AI IPO underperforms, going out about 55% likely, very high impact when it happens. People are going to question the whole market. Anthropic's Nobel timeline tested, 90% testable, 35% validated, extreme impact if we have AI beating most Nobel Prize winners by the end of the year. And then a governance bottleneck, I think we're going to run into 70% likely. And it's going to be very high impact. It's going to slow down everything. Quite often we come up with great ideas, yet we're not able to actually implement them at the speed that we need to. But 2026 will be the year AI capability meets accountability.
As always, you can find me on LinkedIn. That's where that QR code over there takes you, and X/Twitter. My podcast, Asking Good Questions, is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or you could even go to askinggoodquestions.co, or just shoot me an email and ask me anything on your mind. I'm Edward Roski with the AI News, and until next time, keep asking good questions.